Hello.
Hello, my friend. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Man, just the last 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to try to avoid any spoilers here for those of you just joining us. If you missed the last two episodes, stop this video right here and go back and watch those because I'm still on a cloud for how exciting the ends of both of those were. I still can't believe it. I don't think that divulges too much, but welcome to you, and welcome to anybody watching this after the fact. Whenever you're watching this, it could be 3 a.m. in Singapore, and you're just on YouTube for some reason watching this because you love Ancients combat. That is the entertainment that Peter and I provide for you. So, because I have forgotten, I've got a note card for me right here. Please remind everyone right up from the beginning here, if you are new to the channel, take a moment, click that like button right there, the little thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done it because we got lots of content, and the best way to see the content when I drop it is when I have you click that subscribe button. So do that now, and we'll get all of that out of the way. I'm still shooting for that 100 views, 100 likes on any one video. That would be awesome. But all that aside, hello, and we are back to Thermopylae again, I see.
Indeed. It looks a little bit different than last week.
It does. And what's neat about this is, well, fantastic for me because I don't really need to do a lot of review of the historic stuff because you did such a great job with that last week, specifically talking about the third day. This one is essentially the same. I mean, it is called the overview battle here. Really, what is different is the map scale. Whereas this portion of the map where Leonidas is with the ramparts and the 300 Spartans, we were zoomed in much closer on that, and we were seeing at the tactical level, if you want to think of it that way. This one is much more at the operational level. It's kind of zoomed down a bit. The pieces and parts where it was taken for granted, where you had that broken ground that represented the spot where the Hydarnes and the Immortals could sneak through that mountain pass that was given away by the traitorous Greek. Well, this we actually now have the two different portions of the battlefield to simulate that. So this one is just reflective of fewer units, but on the whole, the battlefield proper, I guess is the way we're going to think of it. So what we do have here is all of the mountains, you'll point out to us, but we have indicated here all of the hill hexes are impassable. So that is going to force the conflict in these two fronts of the battle, which is really intriguing because the center is off limits. So we're going to have a handful of crap cards if we get center cards. That is essentially what is going on here tonight. We're replicating what we did last week, just at a zoomed out higher level. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the War Council and see if there's anything different than what we've done before, albeit with 10 banners.
A lot of special rules here tonight. The Persians will move first. They'll have 5 command cards. The Greeks will have 6 command cards, and we're playing the 6 victory banners. The Persian army receives 1 victory banner for each unit that exits the battlefield from a hex on the Greek baseline. So if the Persians can break through, they'll get a victory banner. There are 3 Persian immortal units. Immortals are armed with bows and follow the ranged combat rules, as we discussed last week. The hoplite infantry rule is in effect. So that means the hoplites can be commanded by mounted charge cards and move mounted forces cards. 3 of the Spartan units are special bronze blocks and have 5 blocks instead of 4. And as Patrick mentioned, the hill terrain in the center is impassable, so none of the hills can be climbed in this encounter.
Yes,
There you go.
that is right. And just to reinforce that, all hill hexes, so even the ones down here behind the Greeks are impassable, and of course, so it's
That's
not.
correct.
Yeah, so we're not going on hills at all tonight, which is fine because
Yeah.
they are meant to be funnels, I guess, at this point to get everyone down to the Greek rear areas. Well, thank you for that. With 6 banners and the Greeks only have 6 usable units, this is truly a last stand battle. I have a feeling that both of these are going to be pretty quick, unlike what we did last week with the very thought-provoking 10 banners that we had to sit there. One or both of those, and again, not to give any spoilers away, were fraught with considerations for both sides. That was some of the feedback that we got, was for the Persians in the last battle having only 4 command cards at the tactical level, now at the operations level having 5 command cards. That does bring it a little bit, but I wonder if it's going to swing it too far because they have all of these extra blocks at their disposal. But we'll find out, because I'm going to start with the Persians right out of the gate.
It's interesting. I mean, they've got all their bowmen in those front ranks, so, and there's no real way to get them out of the way.
Exactly so, right.
So they're going to have to engage in melee combat and get chopped down. So that's going to be some easy banners for the Greeks before they can bring their heavy hitters to bear. So that's going to be an interesting puzzle for the Persian player.
Let's see if I can solve that puzzle, shall we? Let's draw up some cards here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I have my 6.
Excellent.
And with that, since you're going first, let me wish you good luck.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think I'm going to need it with this hand of cards. The one thing I do like about this is, for the first time in a while, we have seen that these hexes right here are not impassable. They are coastal hexes, so they can occupy them. That might be the difference with some of this shuffling around here. So I am going to take that opportunity and order some light troops here. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Some of these usable here. 2, 1 to there, and then 1, 2, 1, and 2. There we go. Okay, so we had most everybody move except for this guy here. So we'll start with some range combat. We'll start plinking at Leonidas here and see what we can do. I aim to misbehave here with 1 die, and that is a miss. We'll go with 2 dice now at the same target. We do get a hit on Leonidas. So here's a leader check for the first time. Oh, nothing there. And then 1 more against Leonidas. And that's a nothing on that side. And then over here, we will shoot at this Auxilia on the wing with 1 die. Ooh, forcing a retreat. And now we'll follow up with this one here. 1 die at your medium hoplites. And nothing there. I think that'll do.
Coordinate an attack. Order those 2 units. Move Leonidas there to the center. Move these hoplites up. Well, they will engage those bowmen. So they're attacking with 4 dice. No chance to evade with those impassable mountain terrain. So here we go.
Get a hit. And a retreat that I cannot take. So that's 2 more. 1, 2. And we will fight back as men with bows and smack with 2 dice. Getting nothing.
I guess I could technically activate this guy here because he's on the line.
He is on the line. I didn't want to say, but you can, of course.
But I don't want to leave the protection of my ramparts just yet. Now, obviously, once the pass is lost, Spartans will break ranks and just engage in a wild melee. But for now, they're going to hold behind their ramparts.
I think we'll do 3 units on the left.
Here they come.
We'll just let loose with some missile fire here.
Oh.
2 dice right there. Scoring a hit. 2 dice from this one. Scoring a hit and a retreat, which you can ignore. And finally, 2 dice. Nothing.
Wow. This changes the equation just a bit. Can't have you plinking away at me. Outflanked. Ordering those units. Those hoplites will go after those bowmen. 4 dice.
Ah, the first kill.
We'll go after these bowmen here on the coast.
They can evade that. Two on the left. And we'll see if we can't get them to move or die. 2 dice from there. Another hit. And same target, 2 dice. Taking them out.
Fire left leadership. Those units there.
They will evade that.
All right. 4 dice on those archers.
We will do leadership any section. Some warriors take on your brave hoplites there. With 4 dice plus leader bonus. Ooh, that's a wipeout. They will advance and battle again against them. 4 dice this time. 2 hits and 1 retreat. Well, let's see. Leader check. He's fine. And that is all.
I've got to do it for you.
I just wondered where it was. I knew it was out there.
Oof. Rough. Going after your warriors with 5 dice.
That's a pretty good lick right there.
So leader advance is just move into the hex and a fight again, right?
Right.
Okay. Leonidas, go after those archers. 5 dice. 3.
3. And 2 back for their very lives. Getting a hit. Let's see if we scratched Leonidas. No, we did not. Well, that...
My hand is starting to fill up with center cards.
Oh, boy. I'm Let's do a line command here. Get this shambling mound a shambling. Let's see, we'll go there, 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 there. Get some forward progress going. All right, so let's do some plinking first. One die. Getting hit. Leonidas check. He's fine. Another die at them. That's a miss. Alright, so safe assumption is with 6 command cards, you've probably got a first strike in there somewhere. So, whom do we attempt first? Guess we'll do this one first. We'll do 4 dice plus leader at Leonidas. Getting 3 hits. Leonidas check. He's fine. Okay, he goes back to the ramparts, and I don't have any more attacks. The brave, brave stand.
Your archers have been far too effective this game.
I'm as stunned as you are. Let's do 2 on the left. Let's see just how effective they can be. Let's do some plinking down the wall here. From that one, 1 die. And nothing.
Outflanked again. And that's all I got. Go after those archers.
They will evade. Do 2 on the right. We'll start with Darnies. The secret pass. Is this the secret pass? 4 dice plus leader bonus. Just 1 hit. 2 dice check. He's fine.
And there's a little something.
Little something. Alright, 2 hits. And we will take that retreat.
All right. 4 dice.
Ooh, a hit. Let's see what that leader check yields. Alright,
2 cross swords again.
Let's take the 1. Neglected to shoot. For those of you who are already writing your comments, yes, I neglected to shoot my bows last time because I was so flustered by the lack of kill. So let's see if we can. Do this. Don't believe I've got a shot there. So, do that. Take the shot first. There's one die. Ooh, that got him.
My goodness.
Somebody mentioned that last week. I said missile fire does not win games until it does. Here's the one die check. He's fine. Alright, and everybody else has nothing now. I am going to counterattack that. Alright. Let's see if we can't hack them off the wall there with 4 dice plus leader bonus. 2 hits. Ignoring the sword, of course. Here's a leader check. He's fine. Oh, 2 hits. Alright.
Four dice on those mediums.
Ouch. You're gonna have to come down here, Leonidas. You're gonna have to come down here.
Four dice on those immortals.
4 right back with leader. Ooh. Here's Leonidas check. And there you go.
Well done.
Thank you. I just drew I had another counterattack card. So that was giving me some more option because most of my section cards had dried up. But I had another line command which was in the queue, but I used your counterattack instead. I had this the whole game. I am Spartacus. Never decided when I was going to pull the trigger on it because it was a last resort just so I could get some movement. But this is the one I was about to use. And see if I could get these guys 1, 2, get closer to that line. But yeah,
I had that.
oh yeah, that's a great card. Oh wow! So initial thoughts on this one? Other than
This is rough.
Yeah, it's rough. I do not look forward to standing in Leonidas's shoes. But you are totally right. All of the plinking that I did early on to get at least one triangle on each die roll was incredibly bountiful, more than it should have been. So I suspect that probably had I mean, just taking out your right anchor there right from the beginning, that I think that threw off your defensive plans clearly. But we shall swap sides as we do each and every week, and we'll be right back with round 2. And we are back with the very exciting round 2. I can't believe how quickly these games go sometimes.
Let's see if I can duplicate your success with the Persians, but I don't think so. I think that was lightning in a bottle. So I think this is going to be an uphill battle for me here too.
I just don't like having only 6 units. I mean, not counting the leaders, of course, but that is tough, as you say. But I got 6 command cards, so let's see if I can make something out of it. Not with these cards. But you're going first, so allow me to wish you good luck as always.
I thank you. Do a line command first. We'll activate all of those folks there. All right, let's see how lucky my shots are. Not very. Nope, nothing.
You should totally give ladders to those bowmen and say, take the ramparts.
So they shall. 2 dice. Over the wall. Nothing.
And they poke their sticks over the side and say, 4 dice back. Getting 1 hit. Do inspired right leadership. We're just gonna stay there like so. Let's see what happens here. We're gonna do 4 dice over the wall. Getting 2 hits and a retreat to wipe him out. And otherwise, that is all.
Three on the left. Four dice over the wall.
Effective. So 3 hits. And can ignore that flag, of course. There's 4 dice back with leader bonus. Getting 3 hits in return.
4 more dice over the wall. Same target. 1 hit.
And 4 back with leader. Oof.
Okay. This isn't my night. This is clearly your night.
Yay! Oh, man. 2 on the right. We'll attack the warriors there with 4 dice plus leader. Wake them up. And stand pat.
Two on the left. Those 2. 4 dice.
Ouch.
Ooh.
That's nice. So I can ignore
That
1
is nice.
sword, so 3 hits. 3. And leader check, of course.
Leader check.
And I will give you 4 back with leader bonus. And just 1 hit. But here's a leader check. He's fine. Do 3 on the right. Okay, so we'll do this one first. With 4 dice plus leader. And 2 hits. Leader check. He's fine.
4 dice back. 2.
Just 1 because of the wall.
Nope, that's right. You get to ignore them because of the rampart.
But did you kill the leader? Oh,
Nope.
okay. And then this one, let's see if we can finish with 4 dice plus leader. Yeah, we do. So 1 for Mardonius. He's okay.
Three in the center. That 1. Three dice.
Ooh, okay. So I can ignore both the
Oh,
flags.
all of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So here's 4 back with leader. Just one hit. All right, we'll do outflanked. He will just go there. He will go there. And Leonidas will attack over the wall. What would they like to do?
Yeah, I'll evade.
I figured. Alright, so you are evading. So 4 dice. Green triangles only. That's a great evade.
Double timing it. Going for those guys. 4 dice.
Ah, he's exploited it.
Going for those guys with 4 dice.
We are undone. Do 2 on the left.
Order heavy troops. Or 1 unit in this case. 4 dice.
Hit.
Just 1. Leader check. Nope.
It's 4 back with leader. Also 1 back. Here's leader check.
I'll have to take it.
Swing back at you. 4 dice. Plus leader. 2 hits. Possible retreat. Let's see about the leader. You can take it if you wish. Or you
Nope.
can fight back.
I will retaliate with 4 dice.
Oh,
It's getting 1.
just a hit. There we go. Leader check. I'll stand. Oh, that was yours. Okay. Sorry.
Counterattack. Horses over the wall with 3 dice.
1 hit. Leader check. Okay. 4 back with leader. 2 hits.
Mardonius. Attacking with 4 dice.
Ouch. That's a way to do it.
And the leader check. I just lives. Well, that was costly. 4 blocks for 3, even though. Yeah. Oof. Good job. Good job.
Well, it ain't over yet, sir.
Nope. No, it's not. 2 on the left. This will be nice and sneaky. 2 dice. A retreat.
I'll stand.
2 more dice. All right. Now for the movement step. Like one of those sliding puzzles when you were a kid.
Yeah. Um. hmm. Let's see if we can't try to put it away here. The hoplites will go there and there. All right. So we'll do this one first. 5 dice plus leader bonus. 1, 2, 3.
In the retreat.
Which yes, that's right. And they will advance into that hex. We'll do this one against these light bow. With 5 dice plus leader. Just 2.
2 dice back.
By the way, just to keep it fair and above board, and because we've known each other for so long, you, with your move, fire, move, should have moved him here.
Oh, you're right.
I
Oh,
figured that was the plan, so go ahead and do that because we were on the same page. That was the whole. This is kind of sneaky. So yes, you totally should do that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Now that I don't have room to move around, how can I do this?
There's your slidey puzzle.
Yeah. All right, 4 dice against your hoplites.
Now, before you do that, think about what you're doing there.
That's true. They can move too, can't they?
No, that's not what I was talking about. Which one? Which one would be the better one to attack? Asked Colonel Flag.
No, that's a good point. I'm off my game tonight.
Sorry, busy work week. I know.
All right, here we go. 4 dice on those hoplites.
Yeah, there you go. 3 hits and a retreat.
We'll follow up and try and polish them off.
And that will do it. Yes. Three on the left. He will throw a spear with 1 die. Get nothing. And 4 dice plus leader.
On my immortals?
Yes.
Okay.
So 3 hits. Here's the leader check. He's fine.
4 dice back.
Ouch. Yeah, that was costly. And did you get my leader?
Nope.
Okay.
Four on the right. Those 4. Warriors attacking with 4 dice.
Knot it up.
And leader check. Okay. Sudden death.
Sudden death. We each get 1 shot at the end zone. Well, I don't have any heavy troops, so.
There you go. This is it.
Oops. Do I go safe and throw 2 dice, or do I go in for the kill, risking that almost assured first strike card. You know what? I'll do what he does. See if we can get 3 dice. Plus leader bonus. How immortal are they? Very immortal.
Very immortal, it seems. 4 dice back.
Ouch. 2 hits.
And the leader check.
Good. There you go. Ah! Well done. For the game. Good job.
A little anticlimactic, but
Hey, W is a W, man. That was closer than I thought it was going to be right there until I ran out of right cards. And you got around that flank. You wiped out the last of my depleted units once they were off the wall. That was good. I think the Persians do stand a good chance, but you got to grind it out. It just takes patience. I think you going forward with, early on against the wall, that could have really hurt you. I mean, it took out your warriors and your mediums. I think the sacrificial lambs here are the light bow, but I got some luck out of them, which I always try. Every game, I'm like, I'm gonna throw stuff, and works out until it doesn't. But this
worked
one was
out great.
yeah, this one was really good. I love when they're this close. This one just whiffing right there. That hurt me. It hurt me inside my little black heart. Yeah, I did too. But that's why you watch, folks, because you never know what's gonna happen. What else do you think about this one?
It's a little rough because of the impassable hills and things like that. I don't see a lot of variation in it. It's all going to be just funnel through, try and work your best troops into position. And the other thought I had with the Greeks, just to try and maybe get them some room, was maybe to pull back to this center section and fight down here and let you come to me.
You mean here? Yeah. Surrender the wall and let them. Yeah. I think this is brilliant right here. Leaving that open with no rampart just always causes some worry, because you just never know if you're going to use the light bow gambit and just get some light units down there. The move fire move cards are just golden, and I wish I had one. I think I did have one at that point, but I don't know if I used it properly to get 4 hexes on a light unit, down towards those map edges. That's great. This one, I honestly, like you, I don't prefer I prefer the other one. I like the 10 banner slugfest, because you feel all of the bloodlust that is coming around with defending that wall to the last man. I really like that one. And I guess this is the part of me that wants to know, in the development process, if it was Richard Borg himself or some of the other people working in playtesting with him who come up with the scenarios here, why the difference of the 2 different scales. I'm just curious how this one came about. And they said, well, let's do a 6-banner version of it, just to kind of, maybe it was for tournament play. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe they just had 2 ideas of how to represent it and decided, well, we like them both. Let's just stick them both in there.
Yeah, that sounds as plausible as anything I can think of. I like it. I just don't like it as much as the other one.
Agreed.
It could. I mean, I feel just horrible having Leonidas twisting in the wind down here. With if you attack me, okay, certainly I'm going to run off map and get away. But I just felt helpless, and I guess that is the point where you've got all these center cards. I at this point had 2 center cards showing, and as you saw, I had the heavy troop, which was useless, and now I got another mounted charge card, which is useless because they're all dead. So anyway, we will close up shop here tonight and call this one a done deal. Showing you the final score right now. I don't remember the numbers on the first one, but I believe
6-3.
It was 6-3 in the first one. Cool, and now it is 6-5. So Peter ends the night with 9 banners, and I end it with 11 banners. So I have taken it by 2, but that shows you it's more balanced than I thought it was going to be with just 6 units for the Greeks. So I think if you are going to play it, definitely play it both sides as we've done here. But that's true of most commands and colors because that does work out some of the vagaries of balance. Because I got very lucky with missile fire, and Peter had a hard time with the wall initially. So definitely play them both times, swap sides, and then you can take your banners as they come. So we will then move on to our next scenario, and Peter will be doing the fantastic research for that one again.
It'll be a follow up to this battle as the Persians continue their campaign in Greece.
Fantastic. I can't wait to hear it. We will, of course, give you the admonition to click that like and subscribe as I did at the beginning. I am very appreciative of all the comments and feedback that we get in every week after I drop these. Again, I try to drop them on Saturday, and by Sunday evening, after a weekend's viewing from you all, we're getting some great comments and feedback. So keep it up. We love reading the comments. I've had questions about the Epic game that is still in the works. Don't lose heart, it's coming. I just haven't figured out exactly when and how we're going to facilitate it, especially with many people and Vassal and all that. So it is on the radar, putting it together. I hope to have more information for you soon. Other than that, I'm showing you our current monetary supporters. Thank you very much. Everyone kicks in every month for that. Some of you are on a subscriber basis, and that is just fantastic. I really appreciate that. But until we meet again, sir, on the field of battle, great games tonight.
Indeed.
Have a great one, man.
Good night.